So, Rob, how do you pronounce your last name?
I pronounce it Bach. I've had that
Bach.
corrected by someone from Germany as Bach, which is
Uh-huh.
probably more correct.
Just like the composer, huh?
Just
Rob
like
Bach.
the composer. And my
That's
dad's was a working musician and composed his own music, and we all grew up with musical training. So
how cool. Yeah, so what is your background and why did you start Spinney Media?
yeah, I think like going way background wise, it was really growing up with music in the house all the time. My dad
Mm-hmm.
played piano, accordion, anything keyboard. I
Mm-hmm.
played violin and pretty well, and then played a piano not so well. But I had DX7 synthesizer in my room and
Oh, yeah.
noodled all the time.
Uh-huh.
And as I got older, I really got into music and collecting albums. So that was kind of my personal interest start. And then I was working in a frozen yogurt store during the huge boom of those in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And someone walked in and recruited me for his music store. So as soon as I turned 18, I was down the road at Warehouse Music in
Mm-hmm.
1987, pulling vinyl out of the bins to make room for compact discs in long boxes.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's been a really interesting road. I've stayed mainly in music retail, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of music distribution. When Amazon was starting in music,
Mm-hmm.
I was with them for about 2.5 years, and
Oh,
then
okay.
joined CD Baby in 2009, and
Mm-hmm.
really got focused on independent artists and independent labels and their needs.
Mm, cool. So CD Baby is no longer what they used to be.
Mhm.
So now you are here to fill the void?
Yeah, on physical distribution specifically,
Mm-hmm.
my team and I really focused on that program when I joined in 2009. We doubled revenue for us and for musicians by 2012,
Oh, that's good.
and had our peak year in 2014. So it was going really well.
Mm-hmm.
I think, there was the switch over to streaming that
Mm-hmm.
kind of slowed everything down for physical and other formats. And CD Baby decided to end its physical distribution program, I guess in 2023 when I left, that
Mm-hmm.
decision had been made.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just sad to see that change. It was a really key space for artists to make money from their music.
Yeah.
The difference between maybe getting paid for streaming at micropennies if you get past the threshold of earning it all,
Mm-hmm.
versus selling, 5, 10 CDs and pocketing $8 to $12 per sale.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, once CD Baby had kind of moved away from that, it made sense for me to jump back in and create Spinney Media, to do it, kind of update what we do and how we do it, but really serve the same needs.
That's awesome. So you guys are located in the Pacific Northwest,
hmm
and you have warehouse space for both. You do both CDs and vinyl, and do you do any cassettes or?
Yeah, CDs, vinyls, cassettes. We've done some books and sheet music.
Okay,
We'll continue to expand into merch, t-shirts and things like that. Anything we can warehouse and ship, and help an artist out, we want to get involved in that.
that's awesome. So how does it work if somebody wants to utilize your services at Spinning Media? Well, for starters, like at what stage in an artist's career or should they consider working with you? It's like if I just recorded
Yeah.
my album and I've never played a show, are you the first person I should call? Or
I'm glad you asked that.
mm-hmm,
We really designed Spinning Media to appeal to all musicians at all stages of their careers.
mm-hmm,
So even you're just starting out, you've decided to print 100 CDs for shows, for merch tables to send around and see if you can get people to listen to music.
mm-hmm.
Score 10 with us. You can do it for
Oh,
less than $2 a month. And we'll put you up on all the services we have, our own marketplace, Amazon, eBay, Walmart. We can even hook up to your Spotify for Artists store and help you sell physical through Spotify. We'll do that all for someone who's just starting out and just has 10 CDs or 10 vinyl with us. It's really important for me to nurture the just starting out artists
mm-hmm,
because I think making money from your music is important for everybody.
mm-hmm,
And then also over the years, when I was at CD Baby for 14 years, I definitely saw people start at that stage and move up and move on,
mm-hmm.
and continue to grow. And I would love to be part of that story and help artists get there.
That's amazing. So not only do you warehouse physical media and send it out, you also set up people for selling on Spotify, Walmart, Amazon.
Yep, all those places. So the experience, if you're just starting with us, is you go out to the website, You look around, you kinda learn about what we do,
Mhm,
and you, sign up for a subscription that pays for
mhm,
your space on the shelf and all those listings on our Spinney Marketplace, which is Shopify powered,
mhm.
Amazon, eBay, Walmart, and then we can also, connect to your Spotify for Artist, page if you allow us to admin and kind of make that link so that you can sell, your physical products through your, Spotify account. So that all comes with your membership. And what we did that very intentionally to make sure the experience for you as an artist was straightforward, simple.
Mhm.
Sign up, pay your subscription, send us your CDs, and we'll get you everywhere. And as orders come in, we'll take care of them. We'll do customer service. So you don't have to. Working artists have busy lives. Usually, at least in the early stages, music's not a full time career. They're doing their day jobs. It's really inconvenient if you're doing it yourself to rush off to the post office, take care of a customer request in between all the things you've got going on. So we want to take that all off the arse plate and just make it easy. Just sign up, subscribe, send your discs, and we'll take care of the rest. And then we have artists who have other needs who are selling on Bandcamp, want us to do that. So we've developed
Mm.
programs for that as well, where we can do their fulfillment. So they can just bring the orders in and we'll take care of the back end for them.
That is amazing. So you're doing is there like a setup fee to get started? Because that's a lot of technicalities and logistics to take care of just to get things running. So is there a setup fee or a process or something that artists need to do in order to get started with you?
No, not a setup fees as much. Just sign up for a subscription. That can be a monthly recurring subscription. It can be you just want to pay it once a year for
Mhm.
like $20 and you can store ten discs for a year. And that really pays for our overhead. We have a lot of
Amazing.
artists doing it and it works well.
That's like a cup of coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, we
That's
like that idea.
fantastic. Yeah, that's
We want to keep it affordable and accessible. We could have said, yeah, put up the barriers like I think some other distributors do, where like if you're selling 500 units or more a year on your disc, we'll talk to you. If you're not, we won't.
mhm,
Instead, we really took the opposite approach, which is we want to be open to everyone and
mhm,
in a way that makes us money and makes theirs money. So we make money from subscriptions and from shipping and handling. We make a
mhm,
little bit of margin for everything we ship that typically your fans pay. So when
mhm.
they're paying shipping and handling, we're keeping a buck 50 of that. And then we're making enough off subscriptions to store all the CDs and take care of them.
Great. So, um, when someone orders, off an artist's website, do you then take a commission? Like, you take a cut of each sale?
We don't. We actually really want as much of that money to go to the artist as possible. So, for
Wow.
example, someone buys on our Spinning Marketplace,
Mhm,
there are some charges for making the sale. Shopify charges X amount to process the credit card, but
mhm,
everything that Shopify pays us for selling the CD or album goes
mhm,
to the artist. So typically, take a $10 CD.
mhm,
Shopify is going to charge anywhere from 5 to 10% on a fee. So the
mhm.
artist can make $9 or more off that sale. And once a month, once everyone hits their payout thresholds of $20 or more, we pay that out to the artist.
That is fantastic. And you mentioned Bandcamp, so you guys have the capabilities of managing a Bandcamp store for an artist if they have set up their
Yeah,
store
we
on.
do. We've got a guy who works with us, Sam, who's our project manager, and he's set up a really cool system for both Bandcamp and other Shopify stores. So, if someone has
Mhm,
their own Shopify site or has their own Bandcamp site,
mhm.
we can plug into the back end. And
Oh,
just as orders come in to the artist website, we see the order on our end and we can fulfill out of our warehouse.
wow. So that is fantastic. So it works with their Bandcamp store and their website if it is on Shopify.
Yep. Yep. So you can sell through all of our channels, which is
Mhm,
great. And then
mhm,
we can also handle these other channels like Bandcamp or your own Shopify site. It's a little different. We don't collect any money from those sales. It goes direct to the artist. So we just charge back our costs plus shipping and handling when
mhm.
we're doing that kind of order for someone. But it takes all that work off their hands. We've done some really large pre-sale campaigns, including Peter Chris. We did some Nick Carter releases recently from Backstreet Boys,
Mm,
and those were all Bandcamp fulfillment or external site fulfillment orders.
great. So do you do any distribution to record stores locally around the country or?
We don't yet, but I
Mhm,
did put that program together for CD Baby, so
mhm.
that's something on our roadmap for sure.
Oh, wow.
Again, right now we cover about almost 50% of places where people buy music today, all the
Mhm,
e-commerce sites. So we've deliberately picked the busiest ones and the ones with the most fans, and we'll keep expanding, including into retail stores.
Great. So, do you do any kind of marketing for your clients, or is it just we just put it up there and hope for the best? Or
A little bit in the middle. So we
hmm
offer links in kind of a professional web presence that they can use from our stores. We just had
hmm
an artist who took a Shopify widget and put it on his page. So it was
okay,
really easy to create a store,
hmm
which essentially is his page on our Shopify store,
hmm
into his website and then market to that. So we provide kind of links and essentially all the assets for
hmm
you to go out and do marketing on your social media. You can always at Spinney Media. We'll shout you out as well. So there's a little assist wherever we can make it on the back end, as well as making that kind of website look, the store look good,
hmm
and make it easy for your fans to buy your music.
fantastic. This is really, really good. I mean, this has kind of been missing for a while. I mean, people have been. We get calls all the time at Atomic Disc. Like, do you guys do fulfillment? Do you do warehousing? Like, no, we don't. But now we can send them to you.
Yeah, I'm really excited to work with you guys and with all of your artists and labels. It's really important, and it's not easy to do. It seems easy when you first look at it. I'm just going to ship them out as they come in. Probably not be a lot of orders. We've worked in the past, my team and I, have worked with artists who started with those expectations and sold 40,000 plus signed copies for a single album. That
Wow.
was really hard, that was impossible to do on their own. And
Mhm.
even I'd say when you're getting those 1s and 2 orders, it's really hard to stay focused on it
Mhm.
and pack it up and get it to the, off post office in time to not get that customer contact towards my stuff.
Yeah.
So we're open Monday through Friday. We're shipping every day. We're clearing the queues every day, to make sure that the fans are also having a really good experience. And I think, we want to be part of that ecosystem that really makes meaningful money for artists.
Mhm.
It's not happening typically in streaming. Streaming is great for promotion, but it's not
Mhm.
great for actually getting money. And
Yeah.
physical has been so popular and growing in popularity. I
Mhm.
think there was a 9.3% increase in vinyl sales in the US alone last year.
Mhm.
It just keeps growing. So
Yeah.
we're super happy to partner with you guys at Atomic Disc
Mhm.
and help artists come back to physical or come to physical for the first time and
Mhm.
then make it easy to do the fulfillment piece because it's not easy to do with all the other things artists have to do.
Yeah. Absolutely. There's so many things to deal with as an independent artist, especially if you're dealing, on your own without a label or any other management support. There's definitely enough stuff to handle if running to the post office wasn't one of them.
Yeah, and the cool thing is like the fans are the fan base is getting bigger for physical, and it's often happening in the younger generation. I've got 3 kids, and 2 of them are kind of putting aside their cell phones, going back to flip phones and buying albums and buying CDs, and it's not just my kids, it's all their friends, and I can see it happening. There's a sense of collectibility,
Mhm.
community, wanting to support the artist. They all
Yeah.
know that buying physical is the way to do that, and go to shows. Those are the 2 ways to really say, "I love this artist."
That is so amazing. So you have seen in your career and your life that physical media is definitely kind of coming back or increasing both in sales and awareness?
Yeah, I think, I keep an eye on the trends. It's important in our business to say,
Mhm.
like, "Everything good?" And things just keep getting better.
Mhm.
And I think there's a lot of burnout around algorithms, whether or not they're working and supporting streaming companies. Even though you need to be there for promotion, I think more and more people are looking for, that connection with
Mhm.
an artist and with their friends, and
Mhm.
physical media is often the way to do it. We took a trip, I guess it's been 2 summers ago, down to California for, a concert, an outdoor concert, tons of bands, and we got in the car
Mhm.
with our son and his friend, and the first thing I heard was a click in the back, and my wife turned around and said, "Was that a Walkman?" And they're buying and refurbishing old Walkman, they're buying new ones. It's really a thing. So I am seeing it day to day in my experience, both on
Mhm.
the business side and on the personal and kind of just being out shopping
Mhm.
side. And I'm seeing it in all the reports that we're getting from industry that physical is still up.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I mean, this is super exciting for artists that you guys are up and running and doing well.
Yeah.
So that's great. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for.
Thanks so much for having me on. And we're excited to work with everybody. This is, as you said, really a place where we can be helpful and help artists make meaningful money from their music. And at the end of the day, that's part of the equation of feeling and being successful in your art.
Yeah. One last question though. If someone is like not really tech savvy and they don't really know how to set stuff up, are you available via phone if somebody needs to call you and ask how to do things and
We
do
are. That's
offer support?
my other maybe pet peeve about the direction of the industry. Customer service has kind of gone away. You're either talking to AI or you're
Mhm.
talking to someone who may not be an artist or not know kind of what you're working through. So
Mhm.
we do have a phone number listed on our About Us page. You're welcome to
Mhm.
call it. If we don't
Mhm.
answer, we will call you back.
Mhm.
And we've got our support at spinneymedia.com, which we monitor all day long and respond. Set up video calls if we need to do something more complex to help someone through the process.
I love it. This is great. And I believe we also have a link to your website that we will post as well and share with this video
Great.
interview. So thank you so much. This is awesome.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the time.
Excellent.